All right. Hangout is live. Cool. So, Forrest, maybe I'll start with you. To start by asking one student to list the positive results of the pilot program.
The positive results of the
pilot program, of that the mentoring program that we read in that case.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I guess some of the positive results, they said that, I can't remember exactly what they said, but I know a couple people said that they loved it and that they would want to do it again. It seemed like there was a lot of positive feedback from those who were in it the first time, and both the mentors and mentees loved it.
Yeah. Some of the feedback that it says in here is that employees felt more loyalty to the bank. Employees who are thinking of leaving the bank or the company, as there's opportunities within the company. Network within the bank, mentors and mentees, seeing the value of additional education. And then, yeah, so it kind of lists off all those there. So maybe Mike, let's have you get this one here. List the reasons for the positive results in the pilot program. Why do you think those results kind of happened?
So I think a large part of it was early on, like in the first paragraph of the case or first two paragraphs, it talks about how it wasn't like a mandatory thing, but it was kind of a voluntary involvement, I think is what they said. Let me see if I can find that. But yeah, the participants cited the voluntary nature of the program and through matching processes as key factors. So I think that had a lot to do with it, was that it wasn't forced. 'Cause I've been part of like mentoring programs at other jobs and stuff where we've not necessarily forced, but kind of told people, basically you have to do this. As everybody's doing it and you're no different kind of deal. And they don't seem to get very much out of it. But when people are like, hey, can I participate in this or can I do that? It seems like, their gain is a lot higher on it and what they take from it, but also their involvement and participation levels are higher too. So I think that probably had a pretty big part to do with it, was that it was voluntary, and then the people that were like in charge of it took a lot of time to match up, the mentors and the mentees and kind of make sure that it was basically the best fit for each person.
Exactly. Yeah. You hit on all the points that it had here. So voluntary nature of the program, thorough matching process. The other thing it mentioned was Rubenstein's personal involvement. So, upper management kind of an active role in it. They didn't just kind of roll it out and then let everybody else kind of do it. I think they showed the employees that it was important.
Yeah, and just after those few sentences, that actually kind of links back to your first question, where it says, another mentee said, through this program, I've become a very loyal and excited employee of the bank.
Exactly. So it says now, how are these reasons causes or follow up by asking how these reasons or causes for success resulted in success. Which ones are the most important, and are any of them specific to the bank, or would they be applicable to other organizations? Ezekiel, you want to take a stab at that one?
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't hear you very well.
Sure. Can you hear me better?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, I think I can hear you a bit better.
Okay. It says, so of those reasons that we just talked about might be successful, it says which one is the most important, and are any of those specific to the bank industry, or could they be replicated in other organizations?
Well, I think they can be used in any other organization, especially when it comes to improving morale of everybody that is on the team. Mm-hmm. So I think it's applicable to every other organization, and I mean any organization that could find a way to boost people's morale to help them get what they need to get done on time. And that is, I think, to me, a very important program that the company is actually working on through their mentoring relationship. So I would think it's applicable to every other organization.
Yeah, I think that it's pretty universal. I mean, I don't think there was anything that was really specific to the bank industry. I mean, I think another thing that kind of came to mind as I was thinking about why it was successful, and I think the fact that it was voluntary was, and I also think that maybe because it was like in the beginning kind of limited, right? So the kind of the law of scarcity. You know, if something's scarce, then it's more desirable by other people. So I think that was also something that was going for him there in the beginning. All right, so ask your team, how can mentoring help employees with career development? Any thoughts?
So on that, something I was thinking of is, I mean, getting the ball rolling. A lot of times, you know, people can be within an organization or a company and they're stagnant where they're at, and they're fine with that as far as they know. But kind of as they get more involved with the company and they get more involved with their coworkers and, you know, kind of become more attached, as it leads them down a path of career development of, you know, hey, I can actually do more at this place. It's not just a, you know, a stop for me. I can actually make a career here. I can, you know, develop to fit these other areas. I can do these things to make myself a better fit for promotion rather than just kind of, like I said, staying stagnant and not really caring to progress or wanting to.
Right. Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, I think there's definitely some obvious examples of that too throughout the case. A couple employees kind of stated that, just like you said, that they'd almost reached that ceiling. You know, they felt like they were progressing. They didn't have opportunity to progress. Having this opportunity to open their eyes, just like you said. So that's awesome. Okay, the next question: what other approaches or programs might help employees develop their careers?
Sorry, can you go over the question again? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm having difficult time hearing you here.
Well, what other approaches or programs might help employees to develop their careers?
Hmm.
You
I'm
guys
having a hard time hearing you again as well, but it sounded like what other programs can help them?
correct.
Okay. Well, I know that my company that I work for, Princess Cruises, for the full-time employees, they offer some online classes. They call it Princess U for Princess University, and they offer different classes for people who want to try and get better at certain skills and things. And that's something that, you know, can always be offered to people, and maybe have some sort of schedule of when there's going to be someone to tutor people on that specific subject or something, so that everybody can improve in the areas they know they need to.
Awesome. You guys see any other examples that you guys can think of?
I was going to say maybe something we did at a job that I worked for a security company, and one of the things that they did is they allowed people that weren't they weren't a certain level, you know, like whatever their title was, to go, and you could come in on the weekends or like when you were off shift, and you could practice doing like different data entry things or that were assigned to other, I guess, other roles, but you could practice them and learn them and get better at them so that you would have those skills, you know, and kind of a same thing with it being voluntary, but it's kind of just a workshop, I guess, where you can come and practice things. And if you had any questions on how to do something, there was people there that could answer those questions for you, but to help you gain skills that you felt, you know, were necessary for wherever you wanted to end up.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't know if it was this case or if it was the one before that we read earlier in the week, but there was one where they it recommended. Oh no, I think it was from earlier in the week. It recommended that you do like a luncheon, and where somebody would, you know, come with an idea or with a presentation that they would kind of teach the whole company about, you know. And so one guy was, I can't remember what it was, some portion of the business, but he kind of taught them. It was kind of a vital portion of the business that everybody should kind of have an understanding of it, but maybe not all the salesmen did or whatever. Maybe the technicians did, the salesmen didn't. So I think just like you're saying, I think it opens up opportunities for people to get outside of their comfort zone and what they already know and learn more about the company and see if maybe they're a good fit in other portions of the company. So that's good. Awesome. All right, next one. So has anybody in the team had an experience with mentoring, whether formal, informal, as a mentor, as a mentee, and can you share an experience about that? And what are the benefits, and obstacles, and downsides of it?
Yeah, so I've got one there too. So same with the same security company. When we would hold like for promotions, it was all in-house. We didn't hire outside for promoting.
Okay.
When we do interviews with people that applied for for promotion from where they're at, we interview, and it was always we have 2 spots open or whatever, and there'd be 24 people that applied. Well, we'd give each of them an interview, and then whether we chose them or not, we'd give them valuable feedback. But then what we'd do is of those, say 24 people, we'd say, hey, these 6 were really good. I wish we had 6 positions, but we only have 2, so we'll pick 2. But then these other 4 that didn't get picked, assign one of the other leads or one of the other supervisors to kind of look over them and help them progress even further, so that the next time we have interviews, they're ready to be our number 1 pick, and kind of mentor them and lead them down the way that they needed to go for whatever their shortcoming may have been that time, to make sure it wasn't the next time.
Awesome. That's a good idea. That's a good example. Any other thoughts on that, guys?
Well, I think I just started working with the support center here at BYU Idaho, and I think one of their program is to like give you someone that serves as a mentor, and what the mentor does is to like help you get comfortable with everything you need to know about the organization, and help you to pick up on leadership skills that are very important for your performance. So I find it really good that you always have someone there to help you and to talk with you about the changes you are going through, and you're not just doing it alone, and to help you see, or rather integrate into what the company is all about. So I think that is a very good side of mentorship, but I think one downside of it is that people usually just take it for like the guy that solves all the problem, so like every little thing they have, they want to call on you because you are the mentor. But rather, mentorship shouldn't deprive people the privilege to grow and learn on their own as well. So I think that is just one recent example that I have.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, what Mike was saying about his mentorship experience reminded me of on my mission. My mission president was very big about trying to train missionaries up to be leaders, and he'd always tell the district leaders and the zone leaders at the beginning of every transfer, find the person that's going to replace you, and get them to where they need to be to replace you. And I always took that pretty seriously on my mission. Then when I came home, I took that seriously at work. Find the person that can replace me whenever I get a higher position, hopefully, or whatever. And that always seems to work out pretty well. The downside is, like right now I work with a bunch of summer employees, and I'm a full-time employee, so they all leave at the end of the summer. So it's great. It's great for a couple months that they have all this knowledge of how to do these things. But then at the end of the summer, it's back to me, and I got to wait till next year to train them up again. So there's times where maybe it's not quite as effective.
Awesome. Yeah, all great examples, guys. All right, next part, analyzing the problem. So would a less formal mentoring program be even better, where the mentees are free to find whatever mentors they need to help progress in their careers rather than being assigned to someone?
On that one, I don't think so. And I feel that way because, one, I think a lot of times people are apt to, to pair up with people they're comfortable with. It's just like when you had to be partners in high school, or whatever, you always pick a friend. But then the other thing with that is I think when they pair somebody up, you know, to be a good match or whatever, it's because of traits that you've already expressed or something you've done that they can kind of tell what you're leaning towards, where if you were maybe up to your own design, you would say, hey, I really want to do this or be this, and that's not really where you would fit, and so it would be kind of a wasted experience.
Yeah, that's awesome. Sorry, go ahead and keep discussing if you guys can. I'm gonna Stephanie's asking for the link again, so I'm gonna send it over to her.
Okay, no worries. Does anybody disagree and think that it'd be better if they were kind of on their own?
I think I'd probably lean towards you as well, Mike. I think just like you're saying, I think humans, like, we're all kind of we don't like getting outside our comfort zone, and so I think just like you're saying, if we were leaving it up to them to decide, they'd pick whatever's most convenient and most comfortable. But I thought they did a great job of kind of going through that process of trying to find like the ideal mentor and mentee companionships. I mean, I think they did a good job of looking at that and looking at the advantages and disadvantages. So yeah, I think they did an awesome job there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Hey, how's it going? Sorry we didn't get you till now, Stephanie.
Yeah, sorry, I was super late. Yeah.
No, you're fine. All right. Next question here. So we're talking about that mentoring case that we just read, and so we're about halfway through the answers here or questions here. So.
Okay, great.
All right. Question: why would a company want to create a formal mentoring program rather than allowing mentoring relationships to form more naturally? I guess we kind of answered that question in the last one, but any other thoughts, maybe?
Just, you know, maybe somebody who would like to have the opportunity to be mentored may not be somebody that clicks very well with somebody else, you know, so that natural mentoring relationship may not occur with somebody who really desires to learn and be better.
Yeah, I think that is very true. And also, if we kind of think of it as you know, every company, they know the set of skills that they are looking for in their leaders, and so if they just allow it to be random, they are not going to be able to get those set of skills that they really need. So I think that is why it's important for companies to kind of create the process through which people attain leadership, because I think that is all that mentorship is all about. You know, you are creating leadership in people. So to have an even distribution of that kind of leadership, I think is essential for a company to create a formal program that kind of match up people with the right set of skills that they kind of lean towards. I mean, that is just something I was thinking about.
That's great. Kind of along the lines of what Forrest was saying, I guess there's one example I think that I remember in the case that they clicked really well, like started talking like religion and everything, right? And so you wouldn't have thought so in the beginning. It seemed like they were like, oh, I didn't think I'd ever be compatible with this person. But so yeah, I think it opens up opportunities like that, like Forrest was saying. So that's all great. Oh, so last question in this portion: what might have been improved in the Federal Reserve Bank program? Do you guys see any opportunities for improvement? Do you have any thoughts on that question?
I'm not sure about this.
I think maybe follow-up could be one. I mean, it doesn't talk too much about that in the case, so I don't know if they did a great job with that or not. But
Oh, sure, that's a good point.
I think maybe follow up and see, and what, a month later, 2 months later, did they kind of just settle back in? Are they still on that path of self-improvement? And have they gotten a promotion? Have they tried to apply themselves to get a promotion? And if not, maybe figure out why and then see what it takes to make sure that that does happen.
Right, that makes sense. Cool. Any other thoughts? the next part, it's kind of more of these types of questions. So the next one is, why do you think less people signed up for the second round versus the first round?
I think that the reason there's less people the second time is because most of the people that were interested signed up for it. You know, so the people that weren't as interested weren't going to sign up ever. A lot of them, and even though there was a lot of positive feedback from those that were involved, that doesn't create too much of a desire for the other employees that just really didn't care.
Also, the people were complaining about how long the program was and that they had to catch up with 2 days of missed work after
Right.
like all the training, and probably people didn't want to do that, right? You don't want to stay longer hours or work a lot more just because of this program that you probably don't think is going to help you much. So,
Yeah, good thoughts. It's interesting because in the third round, they actually had more, right? So it kind of got more again. So I think you're totally right, both of those statements. But I think the other thing I think it mentioned is that during the second round, they didn't like promote it as much, right? They were worried that if they promoted it, then it would like blow up and they'd get too many. So I wonder if they didn't promote it enough at the same time, so they just overcompensated the other way. And what you said there as well. All right, next question. What could the company have done better to get more applicants?
Hey guys, sorry I gotta run, but I gotta get to Mutual, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut
Awesome,
out.
Mike. Thanks, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We'll talk to you guys later.
All right, see ya.
All right, bye.
And I guess I kind of told my little piece there for getting more applicants. I think by promoting it more, they probably would have had more people.
yeah, basically people cannot apply for something that they don't know it's happening. So promote
Right.
more that program. Let them know what it is about, what benefits they'll get from it, and maybe you'll get more people.
There you go. Yeah. All right. So what should they do with the mentoring program moving forward? Should they expand it or should they keep it small?
Well, I think they should show, like, they should expand it, because I think it's one of the best way for the company to develop leadership, and there's a lot of benefits to it if they expand the program rather than just shrink it. So I think they should just go ahead and expand the program more to give more people more opportunities.
I agree. I think one of the keys to it being successful, like we talked about earlier, is the fact that it's voluntary. But if you have enough people that are like interested in it, just like you're saying, and they're volunteering for it, then yeah, grow the program as much as it can. I think it's smart to keep it voluntary though, and not force people to get into it. I guess the next question here is along those lines as well. It says how do they get more people without forcing them to be involved then?
I mean, the only way to get more people without forcing them is showing the benefits, getting those that have been a part of it to tell their positive benefits from it, and just trying to promote it more to others. I think that's an awesome point, is that it wasn't promoted very well. So just promoting it and then making sure that they know what they're going to get out of it.
Yeah.
I like how you said stating, like, kind of highlighting the benefits too. So promoting it with those benefits, just like you're saying. I think that's really good.
Okay.
Sorry, Stephanie, I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I just say I agree with him, because if people want to volunteer for this, they of course need to know why. What am I gonna get out of this? Why is it beneficial to me? Or am I gonna help others? How are their lives going to improve or whatever? So yeah, I agree. You need to highlight this benefit.
So I think the other thing that was a little tricky, and the next question here is, how do you encourage the people who really need mentoring to apply and to get the mentoring? So any thoughts on how to encourage those types of employees? They really didn't. I mean, I guess they had some incentives for the mentors, right? They gave them like gift cards or something. But I don't think the mentees had any kind of incentives for doing it, other than the fact that they're getting mentorship and they have the potential to move up in the company, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if, maybe offering, I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but maybe offering gift cards to them as well in the program.
Yeah, I don't know, like specifically how to encourage those who really need it, but obviously, again, just promoting the benefits, the fact that a bunch of people that were in the program are promoted, if I remember right, it said that, and so just maybe emphasizing the group that you really want to be a part of the mentorship program, like emphasizing that to them, that hey, you're not at the end of the line. You can still move up. We really want you as a leader in the future. Please come and be a part of this.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking there too. What do you guys think about like Rubenstein having her like reach out to the individuals that they really want to be a part of it? I mean, leave it voluntary and try to get people, as many people that are excited to be a part of it. Anyways, but those who really need it, but volunteering, maybe like upper management, like what's her name, if she was to reach out to them and make a special, effort to try to encourage them to volunteer, that might be good.
Yeah, and I was thinking that is the problem with every volunteering programs, because people wouldn't really want to do certain things unless they feel it's convenient for them. So I think it kind of boils down to mentorship. So I think if the company kind of incorporates it a little bit further by like when people are hired into the company, they kind of make it, rather than just voluntary, they kind of make it at least necessary for people to have a mentor for, I mean, at least a period of time, probably like till they feel comfortable with the ideologies of the companies and they understand what the company stands for and how they themselves can actually incorporate into the company. But as far as it is a volunteer program, it will be really difficult to encourage people. And I mean, you could use incentives and other form of things to encourage people, but so far as volunteer, I think people will continue to like kind of lay back and use their time for something else.
Yeah, I agree. And then the flip side to that question then, so how do you get enough people to volunteer to actually be the mentors? Because for them, they're really not getting a lot out of it, but sorry, go ahead.
Well, I think it boils down to how many people you got into your mentorship program early, because the more mentors you have, the more you have people to serve in as mentees, so it's kind of, if you don't have a lot of people that are already going through your mentorship program, how do you expect to have people that are willing to volunteer? So I think it just goes through like how many people are you bringing in and how many people are you expecting to turn over and help. So I think making it understandable that the purpose of the mentoring program is not just for you to get all the good stuffs and run away, but rather it's for you to get the training and help other people.
I like that. Encourage the mentees to prepare to be mentors, on the next round or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right. It wants each of us to talk about what we would specifically want to do in this regard, like in order to improve the program or whatever. And I guess we've kind of been talking about it, but maybe closing thoughts. What would each of you guys think you would do in this regard for this program?
Yeah, you broke up. I didn't understand the question.
So this is kind of the concluding thought. So it wants each of us to be specific about what we would do to improve the program, what we liked about the program. So I guess I could kind of go first. I mean, I think the big thing that I would recommend that they do is continue to keep it voluntary. I think that's a big reason why it was so successful. But also maybe adding incentives. I think maybe adding some more incentives to both the mentors as well as the mentees. And then I think I liked what you said, Boris, too, there in following up. And was it you or Mike? That might have been Mike. Like following up and just making sure that after the mentees are through the program, that they are continuing to grow and apply themselves.
Yeah, I think doing the promoting it a lot better is what I would change, because I feel like the program worked out really well. Both the mentors and the mentees were happy. Didn't seem to mess with the work schedule. I mean, too much. Things were able to get done. And having that, I don't know. I just feel like the setup was pretty good. They just needed, or they don't need more participation, but it will help the company out as more people are mentored. So I think that's good. What I would change is what I like about the thing, probably my favorite part, is just that it was volunteer, So what I would change is more promotion. What I like about it a lot is that it's volunteer, so that those that are participating are really going to try to get the best out of it. They're not going to sacrifice just because they like to waste their time,
Yes, I also think it's good that it's voluntary. It's a really important part of the program. But I think that they should improve how they promote the program, and they should inform the people that are going to participate, the mentors and the other people that are receiving the mentorship. What are they gonna get out of it? And a great point is to follow up on these people to see what they got from the mentorship, and they probably can share their experiences. So in the future, more people can um, mentors because they see that the program works, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking if I would change one thing is just to select my team's leaders from the mentoring program, so that kind of encourage people to try and get on the mentoring program as well.
Awesome. Cool, guys. So I think we had a great discussion. Did any of you guys look over our graded assignment for the doohickeys?
Yeah, I see that it was kind of very poor, and I was wondering why. I couldn't find any attachment that kind of explain how she graded it. So I was
If you
wondering.
if you go up to assignments up at the top of your iLearn.
Oh, I did, but there wasn't any link there, so I wasn't sure what.
Yeah, so if you go to assignments and then scroll down to lesson 5, and then there's the doohickeys problem, and you'll see our grade, and then over to the right next to the date, you can click on a view. And then if you click the view, you can actually download the Word document. And
Okay.
she added notes to the Word document, so you can see kind of where she critiques us.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So if you go to assignments, go down to lesson 5, over to the right.
I'm opening it now, so I can see that.
Yeah, I'm looking at it because
it looks like one thing she didn't like was the conclusion. We didn't have a conclusion, and we didn't really tie it all together at the end. So I'm guessing that was a fairly significant doc.
Yeah, I think we had this part about the application of the solutions, but she really wanted it she wanted us to choose one of the solutions for the specific problem, one of the 3, and then explain how we would do that. And also, what I think is that we saw some problems in the doohickeys problem, and that we addressed them, but we had to address the specific problems that we were studying in those weeks.
Correct.
So one of the problems was not studied in the 3 weeks, in the past 3 weeks. So yeah, maybe we'll do better this time.
Yeah, I think we have a better understanding of what she's looking for. So.
Yeah, I'm looking over it now, and I can't find any comments.
Oh, you have to go down in the where it says view, then there's our document, and then
Yeah,
you go a little bit.
I downloaded the document already, but I can't find any.
Okay.
No, it's because it's one that has another problem. I downloaded a Word that it's not the one. You have to go
Oh,
down, and it says attach files. Doohickeys plus problem plus no sé qué.
okay, I think I found one. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she has her comments on that version. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, Stephanie. That was my bad. I was the one that
Oh, sorry.
one of no. This is good because I wouldn't have realized that for a little while, but I hit on something that wasn't something that we studied in the past couple of weeks, but I didn't really think about that fact, you know. So
Well, it's our first time, so we have like 3 more.
Yeah, and it's
yeah,
nice.
and actually,
It's nice.
speaking of that,
Oh, go ahead,
oh,
Forrest.
sorry. Is it just the same document that or the same problem that we're going to be writing about the whole time, and we're just changing it to the study topics of the past 3 weeks or whatever?
Well, that's a good question.
Because I went to read it for next week or the week after, or whenever it's due, and it was literally the same thing. So are we just going to be reading the same thing and then looking at it from a different point of view every couple weeks?
It must
Yeah,
be.
I think that's how we're going to do. Yeah, I think so. When is our next Doohickeys problem? I can't remember. Sorry.
I don't know, but we should probably figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so next week,
Oh,
Next
gosh.
week.
the end of next week. Yeah.
Okay.
So would that be on Monday?
Well,
Yeah.
it'll be a week from this coming Monday.
Oh, okay.
So we need to get this organized again and figure that out.
Yeah, I think. Are you guys available to meet Tuesday? It'd be nice if we met here in the week next week.
Yeah, I can make it on Tuesday.
Yeah, I can meet you. We just need to like maybe sit down and get everything worked out before that time.
Yeah, probably like make a list or start seeing what are the problems that we saw in weeks 5, 6, and this week 7, and then yeah, may focus on that mainly, and then me that I didn't do like a problem, I'll do one this time, and then probably you too, Eskil, if you I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, I'll do a problem too this time just to.
Yeah,
I can-
and the other one's gonna do something.
Yeah, maybe I'll send out another email with assignments, and then if we could kind of get our thoughts together, and then on Tuesday, if we meet same time, but on Tuesday, does that work for you guys?
That
Yeah.
works for me.
Yeah, that works for me.
It might work better for Mike too, since he won't have mutuals that he's got to go
So,
to.
would that be our regular meeting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the group leader will be
It
Is
will
it-
be me.
you. Yeah, Ezekiel.
Mhm.
And then yeah, maybe if you wanted to, we'll do the normal leader discussion, but then after that we could talk about our assignments for the doohickey.
Okay.
That sounds great to me.
I'll send out the assignments by Saturday. I'll send it probably on Saturday out to everybody.
All right, thank you
Okay.
for heading that up.
So what
Yeah.
time works for everybody on Tuesday?
So let's meet at the same time. So I guess it's 7 o'clock Mountain Time.
Okay. 7 Mountain time. Let me put that down.
Yeah.
All right.
And yeah, I'll send out an email to everybody just reminding them that it's 7 o'clock Tuesday as well. So.
All
Awesome.
right, we'll see you guys then.
Yeah, have a good weekend, guys.
See you.
All
Bye.
right, bye.
Yep.